Hello, fellow marketers. I'm Brian Bowie, and welcome to another episode of Directive R&D. Today, I'm joined again by a special guest, a returning visitor to the lab, Brady Cramm, our Director of Paid Media. Brady, welcome back to the show.
It is good to be back, Brian. I think there's back-to-back weeks now in the lab. We're lab partners now.
Ooh, I think we're going to have to make it a weekly thing. So
yeah, I need to get a coat and the goggles.
Yeah, for sure. I'll get you some. Don't count on it. Yeah, today's topic, we're going to be talking about something pretty juicy. Brady did a really cool in-depth analysis of PPC offers and what the conversion rates are across all of our accounts. And we can't wait to share those insights with you today. So we prepared some data, and I'm just going to dive right in. And you see my screen all right, Brady?
Yep.
Sick. Okay. Got a short one, but a sweet one. So yeah, like I mentioned last year, Brady wanted to do an analysis across all of our accounts to see, you know, between the B2B clients, between the B2C clients, which offers converted. Brady, can you give me more context into like the analysis you performed?
Yeah, for sure. So the reason for the analysis was really just the direction Google's going in, right? In terms of targeting, automation, there's the days of showing up for a time of day in white space in Google. That's all. And so when it comes to generating performance, increasing performance, it's really all within the post-click experience. And for most of our B2B clients, that's all in the offer itself. As you mentioned, we do have a couple B2C accounts. I did throw those into this just to see how they lined up with conversion rates. But the point of this analysis was to really see when it comes to B2B offers within our clientele, what's working at the bottom of the funnel, non-branded specifically in Google Ads.
Nice. Yeah, can't wait to see what we find here. Probably viewers have seen offers out there around getting a demo, scheduling a demo, a free trial, things like that. But cool, gonna share some of the insight. So what did we find, Brady?
Yeah, so when averaging, what we did is, so we sorted by cost across every single client, and we found the highest cost non-branded search campaign. Once we identified that, we clicked on the page and we wrote out what the offer was. Once we had that across the board, we then themed each offer into a category. And so we had proposals, we had demos, we had demo videos, and we had a bunch of Gartner reports. So Magic Quadrants, you can look at these as like third-party unbiased reports that rank solutions in any given industry. And we tied it to the conversion rate, the average conversion rate per category. And this was our findings. So way at the bottom, below a 2.5% conversion rate is proposals, then demos. So this is more of like request to demo, get a live demo. Those average out at 2.5%. Then we had demo videos, which were around 4.4%. And then we had the third-party unbiased reports, the ranking reports, which just creeped over 10% conversion rate on average.
Wow. So major differences, same type of campaign, right? From the paid media or from the PPC type, non-branded bottom funnel type targeting. And this is what we saw.
Yeah, so it was very interesting findings. It's something we were prepared for internally just because these were our clients and we knew that testing Gartner reports, we were seeing better and better and better results across the clients. And so we expected our findings, but it was definitely strong enough data to really take a step back and think about why is this happening? And so one big takeaway I think we got when looking at this data was just a different understanding of Google itself. You know, internally we use BOFU keywords, right? That's a part of our naming conventions there, and that's bottom of the funnel. And so when you deal with that type of verbiage every single day, you start thinking like, oh, these are bottom of the funnel. These are people who want to buy today. Like, let's get a demo in front of them. But if you take a further step back, yes, these are bottom of the funnel queries within Google, right? They're not questions being asked. But in reality, these people are on Google. They're on an extremely top of funnel platform itself. They're on a search engine. They don't know who's out there. They're really just starting the process of buying. And so that's where that Gartner report actually aligns with the user, right? They're on Google. They want to see who's out there. They want to see the options. And right now, Google's very busy. People are
Yeah.
starting to understand, oh, people pay the first rankings. I can't trust them. And now there's Capterra, Software Advice, G2 Crowd, GitApp, all of these directories out there that show hundreds of different options, yet they're ranked by who's sponsoring. And so it's really tough to understand who's out there when it comes to a vendor search or a solution search. So when you think about that, a third-party unbiased report that reviews all the top solutions in the space, it shows their pros and cons, it ranks who's innovating, it shows who's new to the space. That's really what someone wants in that moment on Google. And we see the conversion rate directly align with that by having almost over 4x what a demo does in terms of conversion rate at the bottom of the funnel in Google.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I've had this question come up a few times. And what would you say to someone who has this Gartner MQ available to license for their own business, but maybe isn't put in the best light? Maybe they aren't in the quadrant they wanted to be in. Would you still recommend them using this offer and getting that conversion and that lead? Or would you say, maybe it's not the best type of offer for you and you should opt in for something you can control, like a demo video or a demo?
Yeah, it would definitely depend on how poorly their rankings are. At the end of the day, they're a business. There's something good going on with their product. They're still in business. If you're on the Gartner report itself, you're doing something well. And so there's pros and cons for everyone. I would say, the fact that you're capturing someone in that moment, right? The value is in the search itself. And if you get that first name, last name, email, and phone number, your sales team can talk through your positioning. And hey, if there's better options out there for that user, if the pros align better with that user from a competitor, you probably would have lost them anyway. And so, yeah, it really depends just how poorly you are ranked within the report. If it's really bad and you try to call those leads and every single time they're like, why would I even talk to you? You're in the bottom left. Then maybe resort to something different like a demo video. And it doesn't have to be Gartner. We've seen clients leverage other third-party types of reviews and reports out there where they are positioned better on that than they are Gartner, and it works just as well.
Yeah, I think the theme is using some third-party analyst report that seems a little bit more unbiased than you just trying to stack yourself up against other people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. So I'm going to jump over to here. Can you tell me the differences on the left and right here and what we're looking at?
Yeah, so this is kind of peeling back one more layer to this talking point. And that is the offer itself is one thing, but how you talk about that offer is another. And this is something we've seen even for demos, right? A lot of people just say, get a demo, but what are you demoing? Right? What is that product description of the demo? I really believe you're offering your call to action. It can be seen as your first product that you're giving someone. And so what's in the demo? What are we talking about? How long is it? What am I going to learn once I'm done with the demo? Just giving context to the offer itself can help. But in this example, we're using a Gartner report. And so as you saw previously, on average, Gartner reports, they convert above 10%. But you can also get more results depending on how you talk about and how you position your offer in the first place. And so on the left was kind of the initial launch. We switched over to a Gartner report. It was doing way better than the previous call to action. And we had very generic type of ad copy and positioning of the offer. We're just get the new ITSM Gartner report, Magic Quadrant report, download the report today.
Yeah.
But to evolve that and to innovate on that, this was in a competitor campaign. And so we first decided if someone's looking up the competition, they might be in the market, they might be a current competitor. If we just say, hey, come read about us, the likelihood of them doing that is slim to none. People understand competitor poaching. It's not really seen under the best light. So we figured, let's try that third-party report. Right, let's just get that out there. Let's see if people are inclined to read who else is out there as they are showing interest in one of our competitors. And it worked fairly well, 8.1% conversion rate.
Yeah.
But then we decided, hey, we know who they're looking up. Let's try to personalize it. And so we repositioned the Gartner report, so same offer, and we started saying, how does competitor names stack up? Get the Gartner Expert Insights, latest Gartner Magic Quadrant. Who outranks competitor name? Get Gartner's Expert Insights, latest Gartner Magic Quadrant.
Right.
And so now this is personalizing the offer to try to catch the user and get them to think, okay, I might be using this competitor right now, or I might be researching this competitor right now, but I should probably find out who else is out there. Right? Maybe they were the best last year, but who knows? There's a lot more vendors and solutions out there. They might not be the best right now. And so just customizing the language around the offer, we were able to see a massive conversion rate increase from that 8.1% up to 14%. And this is relevant really for any offer. When it comes to free trials, what are you about to try? What are you able to do in the free trial? What aspects of your product is missing from the free trial, and really prepping the user of what they're going to get and what they're going to receive can go a very long way. So it's beyond just the offer itself. A lot of the optimization is around how the offer is talked about and how it's positioned.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. That kind of leads into our next slide around tips, for running your own offer tests. I would say take everything with a little bit of grain of salt, and it depends on your business and your campaign on what will work well for you. Just like in that last scenario, we saw, testing different language, personalizing the language based on the search intent, and all of that increased the conversion rate quite a bit. So we'd always recommend to keep testing and have your own testing framework, and make sure your tests are statistically significant. Very hard thing to say. But yeah, so always be testing, a rule of thumb. I alluded to this before. A second recommendation we'd always recommend would be aligning your offer with intent level. I kind of contradict this in the fourth point here, but it's still good to know where your buyer's at, know what their search intent is, and then pairing your offer with that. So for our analysis here, we're looking at non-branded, bottom of the funnel type conversion rates where someone is actively evaluating different software solutions and wants more of that information. So we found that these offers would make the most sense for them. Another tip would be have a customer first approach to choosing your CTA and your offer. Think about what's in it for them. Like Brady mentioned around, setting the expectation of what that offer means. If it's a demo video, how long it's going to be, what type of information you're going to receive. Always making it easier for the customer to do that research should be something that you put at the forefront and something you can test. Brady, can you describe this fourth point? Because this is something we test often, where potentially customers or clients always want to use like a free trial or a demo offer instead of something like a ebook or a white paper, or in this case, an analyst report. Would you say it's okay to test low friction offers even when they have like high purchase intent?
Yeah, I think I alluded to this a little bit in one of my rants previously in this conversation, but what I said was the values in the search, and that's where this becomes relevant. And so the fact that someone is doing nothing else but on Google, searching your bottom of the funnel queries, you just want to talk to that person. And the method you use to get their information and start the conversation becomes less and less relevant. And this is where, to your point earlier, like you have to test these things for yourself, because sometimes that requires a very tight-knit sales and marketing team. Maybe you're showing an ebook for those searches that's very enticing, very interesting ebook. It converts at a very high rate. Your sales team might also get those ebook downloads from a channel with no intent like LinkedIn. Yeah. And they might tell you, hey, I'm not calling those ebook leads, right? They never work out, but their historical experience is getting them from no intent on LinkedIn. Yet now people are downloading the ebook after they're searching some of our highest value primary keywords within Google. They're in a different moment. So that's where you can get really creative with your offer. It is aligning with the value of the moment itself, the value of the search, and then having fun and playing with your offer to increase conversion rates, but following up with those leads. Because the reality is they were on Google looking for solutions. So that's going to be a much better conversation than if someone downloaded a gated asset through LinkedIn that may have not had any intent and they weren't in the market.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then our final point and tip for this one is know what your competitors are offering and offer something better. You know, in PPC, you're going to be put up against, you know, 3 to 4 competitors in the 4-pack above the fold when you're in search. So I would recommend maybe clicking around, see like if people are offering something more enticing for your prospect. And that could be a major reason why your conversion rates are you know, not as high as you want them to be, and for you to test something else, potentially something that's more inviting for that user, potentially has lower friction, and is easier for them to convert on. But yeah, I'm gonna exit out here. And Brady, thanks so much for sharing those insights. It was a really fun test we did and analysis we did last year. You know, and then hopefully we can do another one soon. But any final tips or advice for SaaS marketers out there, you know, struggling to get their conversion rates up?
Yeah, I think definitely hearing out all the tips just listed in that previous slide. I think that point around auditing the competition kind of brings this conversation full circle. You know, that's why we did the offer analysis in the first place, was because of so much noise for all of our clients, right? No longer can you position yourself thinking, hey, they need us, right? They're looking for solutions. They need us. So let us sit back and they're gonna contact us. Those days are long gone. There's so much competition. So the biggest piece of advice is to know what the competitors are doing and really challenge yourself and challenge your own offering and ask yourself, does this add the most value to users checking out us and our competitors in this moment? And if the answer is no, you likely should be changing your offer and testing it to the point where you can answer yes to that question.
Nice. That is great advice. Well, Brady, thank you so much for jumping back in the lab. We'll get you a coat and goggles soon. And yeah, for anyone, you know, needing help or asking questions or has questions, please leave a comment in this post, and we'll see you next time in the lab. Thanks for tuning in.
Cool. Thanks, Brian.